3.5. So 3.5 is transformations of graphs. Guess what, guys? Transformations do not change. Transformations are the same rules that we've been following, okay? So for transformations, you're looking at the graph, the functions using vertical and horizontal shifts. So that's your H value or your ABC, I guess, when you think about it. So when we're in transformation form, we have, how do I write this? I just had a brain fart, guys. I don't know why I just had a brain fart. I was like, what? F of X minus H plus K. Or sometimes instead of H's and K's, it is F of X minus ABC. Minus C plus D. Same thing, H and K is just generally used for things with vertex, so like quadratic and absolute value functions. But you graph your function using vertical and horizontal shifts. Your vertical and horizontal shifts, those are your H and K, your C and D values. You look at your stretch and your shrinking. So looking at your stretch and your shrinking, which is your A. Reflection is also your A, and understanding that they can all be combined ultimately. So on your, here's it all together. So here are all of our function transformation rules. I'm just gonna leave it here, let you write it down, and those are the notes for function transformations, okay? So when we look here, if it says function f of x plus d, that's gonna be translated up that number of units, which means that I'm adding to the y. Do we see that? F of x minus d means that I'm going down d units, and I'm subtracting from my y. F of x plus c is a horizontal translation, because we're going to remember that our x's are liars. Even though it looks like it's a positive move, it's actually a negative move, and I'm subtracting from my x values. Okay? F of x minus c is the same thing. It looks like it's a negative, but it's actually a positive. Okay? And so therefore, I would be adding to my c instead of subtracting from my c. Okay? When there's a negative f of x, so a negative's on the outside of my function, that's a reflection over the x-axis, and that's because it's changing the value of my y's. If it's f of negative x, it's a reflection over the y-axis because it's changing the value of my x's. If it's a f of x, as long as a is greater than 0, then I am multiplying my y values. A f of x, vertical compression. When it's between 0 and 1, again, multiplying your y values. FB of x is a horizontal compression. And if the absolute value of b is greater than 0, remember, x's are liars. It looks like multiplication, but what is it really? I'm dividing all of my values by that. Okay. Should get real comfortable with it. It's the same list from previous years. And then f of bx is horizontal stretch, and it's x divided by b as well. And those are your transformation rules, and that's it for transformations.
People actually have that